What is going on, YouTube? So to continue on with this, talking about basically video game addiction, collecting addiction and stuff like that, one thing we never really touched on so far, which was actually suggested to me by a subscriber. I'm sorry that I lost the comment, so I can't give them credit for this, but they wanted to talk about how, and they're not the only one, believe me, I have a friend who has said this too, but they wanted to talk about how they've been really hoarding, for the most part, digital games from Steam and stuff like that. So we talked about, mainly in all these addiction talks and stuff like that, about how you're buying retro games, you're buying games themselves, you're taking them home, you probably won't even play them, you just put them on a shelf like that. But this person came up and told me that a lot of times what Steam will have these summer sales, they'll have all these special sales, they'll knock all these games really dirt cheap, and then they buy them, of course, and they're like, oh god, I got a great deal on that, and they buy it and everything, it stays in their library, but then they never play them, guys. And that's what I'm going to talk today about with the addiction part. Now, I mentioned that I had a friend who has come out and said this to me before too, and we've shared a Steam account in the past, so that way I could play games that he had on there that I didn't want to purchase, and then he was fine with it and everything about that. But I noticed the one time when I loaded up his Steam account that he had hundreds of games in his library ready to download. And, there was a lot of great games in there and stuff like that. And I asked him, I go, wow, man, I didn't know you played this many games. Like, how many of these have you really touched? What have you all played? And he looked at me and he shook his head. He said, honestly, honestly, man, God, talking like whatever here, but honestly, honestly, bud, he's like, I've only played maybe like 5 of them. He said that he's a huge Dead by Daylight fan and Killer Instinct fan and stuff like that, so he played a lot of those games. But he said that, every time he'd load up Steam or something like that or get ready to play, it'd pop up saying, great deals, summer sale, Steam sales, all these things would pop up and he'd see games for like 5, maybe 10, 5, whatever bucks, even $2 and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, that's an amazing deal. I need to buy that. So there's the fear of missing out, which I've talked about in another video. I don't know if I released it yet, but we will down the road. But he talked about, he basically was fear of missing out on these great deals. So he would mass buy all these games. Capcom would have a sale. Square Enix would have a sale. And he'd be like, oh, that's a cool game. I've always wanted to play that. So then he'd buy it. So then he took, whatever, and then he just said that I would buy it. I wouldn't even download it. And then I would never play it. It would just sit there and never get played. And I never really related to him much about that till he said that. And then I turned around and I go, well, that's kind of weird. I don't know why you'd buy all those games and then not play them. And then I kind of was like, and I turned and looked at all my extra games and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, I can see why there. And he came around and he basically said that, like, that FOMO thing was, he was just like, he saw them for such great deals that he didn't feel like he could pass them by. So then he just started buying all these games. He never got around to playing them. So I want to show you guys what I'm kind of talking about right here. We're going to pull up Steam right now. Steam does have like a summer sale going on, so I don't know too much more about it. But as you can see here, people see this stuff and they immediately feel they're afraid that they're going to miss out on this. So even just like right here on great deals and under $10, we have Call of Duty 3, Black Ops 3. Originally, Steam has been selling it for $60, which is ridiculous, by the way, guys. This is one reason why I'm not a big fan of digital games, is you could probably buy a copy of this super cheap, a physical copy of this used and stuff like that, but the digital copy of this for $60 is insane. So this, I'm just not a big fan of that. I'll let you guys know that right there. But it's on sale right now for $19.79. So somebody's gonna see that is minus 60%. They're gonna see Steam sale going on minus 60%, and they're gonna be like, oh man, oh my god, I can't miss out on that. Let me check these out. And I'm like, oh, Black Ops 3 is normally $60, but they had it on sale for $20. Same with over here with the Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which I do want to play, but I'm definitely not. I don't want to get it on my computer. If I ever get it, I'm gonna get it on PS5 or something. But same stuff there. Oh man, this is originally $50, but they have it on sale right now for $16.49. I better get it. And in one of my other videos, I talked about this, and you see this stuff and you don't think that this is ever going to happen again. So you feel like you have to buy it now because you're going to miss out on this forever. But I've said this before where I bought, I think it was Resident Evil 3 and the remake, because Capcom was having a sale, or Steam was just having a sale, one or the other. And I was like, I think it was for $5. And I was like, oh, I can't miss this. I better buy this now. Better buy it now. It's probably never going to be this cheap again. Well, not even a month later, probably 2 or 3 weeks later, it was either, another Capcom sale or something else sale, and the game was out there for $4.99 again. So I basically fear bought it because I didn't think I was ever going to get the deal again. Now, it wasn't mad or anything because it was still the same price. I'd have been a lot worse off if I would say spent $30 on the game and the next day it went on sale for $5. Of course, I'd be super mad at that. But it was just kind of like, these sales are going on all the time, guys. So even if we look over here right now, the special edition of Skyrim, originally $40 on Steam, down to about $10. And the sad part about this Skyrim is it is everywhere, guys. This game, it should not be more than $2 if you ask me. I mean, it's a great game. I love this game. I have like 4 or 5 copies of it, to be honest. But it's still like, I don't know anybody that would really still pay $40 for this game. And the fact that it's on sale right now for $10 is just, it's always on sale, guys. Subnautica, same with that. Recently, that actually looks like an interesting game that I hope to play someday. But let's just like pull up the under $5 thing here. So we're looking at this right here. You can see 50% off, 75% off. American Trucker, 75% off, $5. That one's always on off. But a lot of what you're gonna see is games that have been out forever. And I mean, this is what he was looking at. He said the one day he was pulling this up, going down this thing and being like, oh, Mortal Kombat 11 is only $5. Put it in the cart. Oh, Left 4 Dead 2 is only at 99 cents. Put it in the cart. Fallout New Vegas is only $2.49. Put it in the cart, and so on and so forth. So he started hoarding all these games, and now he's, like you said, he's got an insane library with so many video games in there that he's not going to play it. And honestly, looking at this right now, I really want to buy Undertale because I don't have it. This is what I'm saying. This is scary. This is the part you guys don't want to get into when it comes to video game addiction, is because I'm already got all these other games in my backlog. I just started playing the Uncharted series. I never played it before, and I just started on the first game tonight. But seeing stuff like this really scares me because it's like, why do I want to play Undertale? I miss playing Oblivion Game of the Year, and just seeing like all this really freaking cheap games, guys, and wanting to just mass buy. Look at this, Portal for $1, Outlast $2.99, Dead Island $2.99, Little Nightmares $4.99, Half-Life 2 $1. It's just like, wow. Just wanting to buy games, guys, and that we talk about hoarding, but people will justify hoarding digital games because they don't take up space, really. You could buy these and put them in your Steam library and then not have to worry about them taking up a shelf or taking up room, and you will justify buying them just because it's like, yeah, this is not taking up any room, guys. And I spent a couple bucks here and there, but if you add that up over time, you are spending way more money than you think. I mean, a couple games here and there at $2-3 doesn't seem like much, but that could be $20 before you know it. Could be $50, and then the fact that you're not actually playing these games too, you're running into the issue of just hoarding these games and never touching them again. Now, obviously, if you're not in financial need like he is, he's not in financial need. He's got an amazing job. He's got a good amount of money, so he was just buying these games to buy them. He did plan on playing them later on, but like I said, he is a hardcore Dead by Daylight fan, so he just really hasn't got around to it. But if you're struggling with game addiction and stuff like that, stay away from stuff like this. Stay away from sales and everything like this, because you're going to be tempted. You're going to be really tempted to buy these games because you don't think this will ever happen again. But I guarantee if we do this video again in a month or two, or next time Steam actually does a sale, you're going to see that these games are going to come up again. and they're going to be pretty good deals. They might not be as low as this, but is $2 really that big a deal when you think about it? So one of these games may be $2.99 on sale right now. Next time they come on sale, it might be $4.99. Another thing that you guys can do is, it's dangerous, but you can do it, is adding them to your wish list. And then that way when they do get knocked down really cheap, it'll let you know, and then you guys can buy it that way. But I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that, because a lot of people don't know about this stuff. They start buying all these games, and then the next thing you know, you're overwhelmed in your Steam library. Like, I want to play a game, but I don't know which one to do. It's almost like when you load up Netflix sometimes. You're like, I want to watch a movie, or Tubi, or even anything when you load it up, and there's 50,000 movies on there, and you just sit there scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Stop yourself from doing that with this, guys, because there's so many different games you can play. I think I almost set up my PlayStation Plus membership because I ran into that same issue. I had, extra money, or, I pay that a month. I have all these games to play, but I always find myself just downloading games then I don't even really want to play them. And I spend more time trying to figure out what I want to download than actually playing games. So like I said, I sat there. I even downloaded Far Cry 6, and I'm like, okay, let's play this. But then once I loaded the game up, I was like, I don't know if I even really want to play this. Let's check some more games out. So I was going to load up and look at other games on there. And I'm like, what am I doing? I've been saying for the longest time how I wanted to check out the Uncharted series. I don't need to download any more games. I don't need to buy any more games. I don't need to do anything. I had the Uncharted collection. I have Uncharted 4. I have the, I think it was the whatever else extra one. I'm going to sit down and play these Uncharted games. Alright guys, so I'm just going to end the video right here talking about that. I just want to leave with a final message saying that you guys need to be careful when you're buying this stuff. These deals are always very tempted. Like even right now, I'm closing the window because I keep looking at it and wanting to maybe buy something. But you got to really, if you're dealing with retro game addiction, dealing with game collecting addiction, anything like that, you guys need to back off a little bit. Stay away from the stuff that's going to make you tempted to buy it. Don't try to be like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna look. Guys. I'm not gonna. That's like somebody that's on a diet saying, you know what? I'm just gonna take one bite of the cake, or somebody trying to quit drinking. You know what? I can just have one beer. It's really not that way, guys. I know that people don't think this is serious, that game collecting addiction or anything like that is serious, but any kind of addiction without moderation is serious, guys. So if you have a problem with any of this stuff, like I always say at the end of these videos, reach out to me on Instagram. Reach out to me in the comments. Just reach out to me in general and be careful with this stuff, because you never know sometime when you might start buying all these games and then some unexpected expense comes up and you could have used that money to buy, pay for that stuff, guys. So as always, please comment below what you guys thought of this video, and if you've ever found yourself dealing with this, and like I said, shout out to the subscriber that gave me the idea for this video. Off the top of my head, I unfortunately did not take a screenshot of it, so I don't know exactly who it was. But thank you so much for this great idea, and hopefully that because of this video, maybe we can help some people down the road kind of taper off from getting, too into this. So, as always, stay retro my games, stay retro my friends, and we will see you in the next video.